On the book tour and promoting a book. You got to go on morning shows. You're on ESPN, Mike and Mike. You're on every local station normally to promote your book signing in the city. That's the way it works. And the give and take is they'll say where you're going to be for the book signing and help you with the business side of your book. But at the same time, then all these other questions become relevant because they need to ask you about the steroids and the state of baseball and those sorts of things. I'm happy to report back to you, and I don't know if you feel this way, but I think most of the people do, that it's becoming old to talk about the steroid stuff. That cloud is still hanging and still lingering, and we don't like it one bit. But having that cloud hover for a while has forced baseball, the players and the owners, to come together to start to take care of that problem. And from my perspective, I really care about the integrity of the game, and you want people to really think about the game in all the right ways. And we don't know how much it's permeated baseball, but there's a lot of examples out there that offer up suspicion on our part. And I think the powers to be put together some pretty good plans in place that start to deal with those issues. One thing to think about, you can't snap your fingers and make it all go away. The plan's got to be worked, it's got to continue to be to be allowed to work and make changes and kind of additions as you need. But I think the infrastructure is in place to help rid the game of those things. And I think just the sort of negative repercussions of having your names questioned with steroids is a deterrent in itself. Because at the end of the day, you might think you're getting away with something, you're doing it in the privacy of your hotel room, or you've got something on the side over here and it's helping. But you got to look at yourself and say, okay, I had a good year, or I'm pretty good, but I mean, is it me, or is it the stuff that I'm taking? And in the end, the only true measure of your success is, how do you feel about you? Have you done it the right way? And that's going to matter. Maybe the young people in the world don't realize that yet, but it's certainly going to matter as you get older, is that it is about you doing it within the framework of who you are. And that turns out to be a pretty important thing. But there's a lot of deterrents out there, and I'm happy to say that it seems like we've gotten over the hump. And hopefully, we'll focus on that good stuff that happens in between the white lines. Yes, Sam. Did I dodge that question effectively or not?
Hi, I would like to know, what do you feel your book has, what do you feel your book can offer the younger generation of today, and why you decided to become a self-help writer?
I think my hopes when I decided to write the book was that by sharing some of your experiences, some of your stories, some of your thoughts, that your experiences could resonate with other people. And maybe there's one or two things that would be in there that would make people realize that it's helpful in their lives as well. But I don't stand before you as a lecturer or a professor or someone that says I know and you don't know, because I don't believe in that. But I do believe that if you share one's experiences and one's principles and values and opinions, you can process them for yourself and maybe apply it in your own life. So even the younger generation, I think the book is about principles and values, and it is about kind of going at it and working hard for the long term. And those principles and values don't change. So if the young people start to grab those early on, that's a good basis in which to navigate through your life with. So I guess my only real answer to that was by sharing, maybe it can be helpful. Yes, sir.
Talk about integrity to the Iron Man. How do you feel about some of the players in today's generation, such as Manny Ramirez, who kind of does what he wants? And something hit home last year with Cole Hamels, who's a great pitcher in the city, and is a young star with a lot of potential. But for him to say, I'm only going to pitch if we have a legitimate chance at getting to the playoffs, that's something that the city didn't like. And how do you feel personally as someone who played, through injuries and all the time about today's player?
Well, I don't want to be one of those players that say it was better when I played. Everybody seems to do that. And my first response is, we as players can make a contribution to the game, hopefully pass that on to the next generation of players, and they can make the game better as a result of that. I'm a firm believer that the game is better now than it was when I played, and it certainly was better than many, many years ago. It's great that we can compare statistics and numbers and make that argument. But athletes are bigger, stronger, faster. There's more guys that go 95. The split finger pitch should be illegal. I mean, they came up with that. It's a tremendous thing Mariano Rivera can do, making his ball at 95 miles an hour cut that much. There's some wonderful things that have happened that you can add on. Now, baseball is a individual spirit sort of game, and in some ways it kind of mirrors, life. That we do have an individual responsibility to what we do, our contribution to the table to the team, and then we have to figure out how we push that into the context of teamwork.